Thank you very much, and thank you to the African American Lodge for hosting today. We originally were asked to prepare the introduction for Jose to read, so I'm going to read it as written. So I don't usually speak in the third person like this, so forgive me. So Adam grew up in Hamden in the Centerville neighborhood and now lives in Whitneyville. He attended Hamden Public Schools and graduated from Hamden High, as did his daughters. He's married to Susan Martinez, a public school teacher currently at Hamden Middle. Adam holds a BA in history from UMass Amherst, and after a career in the corporate world and a shift to public service, he returned to UMass to earn a Master of Public Health degree while working full-time in order to focus more closely on improving the welfare of the Hamden community. Adam's decades of leadership experience in both the private and public sectors give him a deep understanding of accountability, fiscal responsibility, and a track record of building trust in functional teams. Adam has 2 decades of public service experience at Hamden as an elected official, government professional, and a committed volunteer. After getting involved with the Rich Hill PTA, he was elected to the Hamden Board of Education 3 times and served for over 10 years, where he had oversight responsibility of a budget of over $85 million. For more than half his tenure on the Board of Ed, Adam was either secretary or chairperson. Later, Adam was appointed director of the Keefe Community Center. At Keefe, he built relationships with community groups, faith groups, nonprofits, and local businesses to better serve our residents. When COVID hit, Adam led the transformation of the town's human services into emergency management mode. And also during the pandemic, I became chief of staff. I currently work in Hamden Public Schools Central Office, expanding the free and reduced price meal program. And I am the recipient of the Hamden Heroes Award, and I was the Hamden Chamber Choice Community Advocate of the Year in 2022. Thank you. Thank you. So I am running for mayor because I'm concerned about the future of Hamden. I'm running for mayor of Hamden because I'm concerned about the future of Hamden, and I'm compelled to make a difference. And I have a record of making a difference and bringing people together and making things happen. For example, I organized Hamden's first gun buyback and safety event to keep guns out of the wrong hands. We collected 149 firearms that day and distributed dozens of gun safes and gun locks. Another project I'm passionate about has been expanding the free school meals program under the federal community eligibility provision in Hamden Public Schools. The past school year, I was instrumental in expanding the program to the middle and high schools, which added 2,500 students to the program. Not only do these no-cost meals result in significant savings for Hamden families, but they also improve school climate, school attendance, behaviors, and outcomes. I am solutions-based and a coalition builder. While at the Keefe Community Center, I spearheaded the creation of the Overnight Winter Warming Center for those experiencing homelessness in our community, putting together the nonprofit and faith group partners and organizing the funding. My leadership style is collaborative and starts with listening. An example is the creation of the community garden at Keefe. The idea came from a resident at a public meeting. We subsequently applied for a grant, worked with many partners, and soon the garden was a reality. I see affordability and fiscal stability to be our top priorities as a town. I'm concerned about our residents being at the tipping point of unaffordability and being able to remain in their homes. I've heard it all over town as I've gone door to door in Hamden's neighborhoods. Wherever I am, it's the same conversation. Whether working families, seniors on a fixed income, like my parents who still live in the same house I grew up in, people looking to retire in a few years, or young adults like my children, there is great concern about remaining in Hamden. Even before this budget cycle, 35% of Hamden homeowners and renters were considered housing cost burden, in which 30% or more of a household's income go to housing costs. My plan for fiscal stability and controlling the tax rate has 4 main pillars. Controlling spending. Where we could share regional costs, we should. Expanding our commercial inventory to grow our tax base and reduce the burden on residential property taxes. North Haven and Wallingford have roughly 3 times the commercial revenue on their grand list compared to Hamden. Diversifying our revenue streams, making sure we are getting all the outside funding we are entitled to, and seeking outside advice from statewide experts, because sometimes we don't have all the answers. The long-term solution to lowering the residential tax burden is expanding our commercial inventory through smart, targeted economic development to incentivize quality services and quality jobs. I would like to attract a medical campus to Hamden and biotech firms, businesses with valuable personal property. These types of businesses would not only increase the commercial property part of the grand list, but also the personal part of the grand list. That way, we're spreading the tax burden out in multiple ways. We also have to support our existing businesses and help them thrive and grow. A critical piece of economic development is workforce development. We need to partner with community leaders like Eric Clemens and Concord to provide the skills necessary for jobs in today's economy. I will work towards a healthier Hamden. While working at the Keefe Community Center, I was inspired to get a Master of Public Health degree to better serve our residents. Because why should some people's health outcomes be worse than others because of their neighborhood, their income, or their race or ethnicity? I believe that for our community's health and safety, if it's predictable, it's preventable. As mayor, I'll work to control the proliferation of smoke shops, especially near schools. And I'll expand the tree planting program in southern Hamden to clean the air. There are high asthma rates there, and also to reduce heat during heat waves like we recently experienced. While I was at Keefe, I helped bring together a wide range of partnerships to provide solutions to challenges we faced. When COVID hit, we partnered with the Cornell Scott Hill Health Center for community testing and much later for vaccination events. We worked with trusted messengers in the faith community to promote these events, such as Christian Tabernacle, Friendship, Breakthrough, and the Masjid. Also during the pandemic, we organized large-scale drive-up food distributions in town. Closely related to public health is public safety. As mayor, we will make sure we invest in critical emergency management infrastructure and ensure steady and adequate staffing levels across public safety departments. And I include fire, police, and public works in public safety. When I started at the Keefe Community Center, the Juvenile Review Board was under the police department. But the purpose of the Juvenile Review Board is to be a diversion program to keep young people out of the criminal justice system. So it didn't make sense. And so I worked to get approval from the administration and the council to remove it from the police department and place it under youth services where it remains today. I believe in community building. Hamden is strongest when we come together. As mayor, I will work to strengthen the social fabric of Hamden. When I gave my last speech as Board of Education chair at a Hamden High graduation ceremony, I said that the diversity of Hamden High was a gift to all the students who walk those halls together, and how that experience helped shape them and prepare them for the future. I feel the same way about Hamden as a whole. Our diversity should be celebrated, and it is our strength. I will encourage community events, library and arts programming, festivals, and promote youth sports and clubs in all parts of town to bring our collective community together and foster a common civic pride. When I left the Keefe Center in 2021, I gave up a job I loved and became chief of staff during a time of crisis for the town because I felt like I could make a difference. In 2025, I again have a job I love, but with Hamden facing troubled times, I feel like I could again make a difference. Whenever I've been given responsibility, I've met the moment. Thank you very much for your consideration, and please vote on September 9th.